Hello everyone, in this video I'll be solving the problem in the dream, and this was asked in Codeforces Round 1046 for Division 2. So let's read out the problem. Two football teams, RIOI team and KDOI team, so we can take R team or K team, are about to have football match. A football match consists of two halves, the first half and the second half. At the beginning of the match, both teams have a score of 0. As a fan of both teams, Aquawave knows that the two teams have similar levels. So neither team will score 3 consecutive goals in the same half. Okay. Aquawave had a dream the night before the match in which the score at the end of the first half was A is to B, where A is the score of the team R team and B is the score of the K team. In the second, in the and the score at the end of the second half was C is to D, where C is the score of the R team and D is the score of the K team. You have to determine whether Aqua's dream can come true according to the above information. Okay, so yeah, let's try to understand this problem. We have 1414 and they've given 11 test cases, which is too good. So let's try to understand. So let's take A is to B, they have given is 1 is to 4, and C is to D, they have given is 1 is to 4. And what they're saying is this aqua wave, he actually had a dream before the match. So wherein in first half the score of the team R and score of the team K is in the ratio, is 1 is to 4, 1 and 4, right? Their scores are 1 to 4. It's not ratio, it's score. So okay, will it be possible, they're saying. And the second condition what they said is that as both team R and K has similar their strengths, therefore in one half one team cannot take 3 consecutive goals, right? So this is the condition. So according to this condition, whatever score in first half is there or whatever score in second half is there, so will it be possible to score, will it be possible that the dream, whatever dream he has seen, that score is valid or not? So if you try to see here, team R has scored A 1 goals, you can put it. Team K has scored 4 goals. So for goal, let me denote it as, for R team I'll call R and K team I'll call K. So if you try to think of in this way, first goal was scored by K team, second goal was scored by K team, third goal was scored by R team, fourth was K, and fifth was K. If you try to do it, you are saying that you're basically able to make the arrangement in such a way that 3 consecutive R's or 3 consecutive K's are not coming. So this is a valid arrangement, so this one is possible. Now if you try to see, C is to D, in football match, whatever score is there in the first half and whatever score you will be doing second half, that will add it to the first half. So that is the reason, like 1 is to 4 is there, but which means in the second half they have not scored 1 is to 4, but it means is that in the second half they scored 0, because when you subtract C minus A, this will give you the actual score in the second goal. So if you do C minus A, that is 1 minus 1, which is 0, and if you do D minus B, that is 4 minus us, and this is also 0. So basically in the second half they have scored 0 goals, they have not scored any goals, right? Since they have not scored any goals, so that is a valid one. So both the first half and second half are valid in this case. So let me take one more example and explain you. So in the first half, in the first case it is possible. Second case will also be possible because it's a reverse of that. 1 is to 4, 1 to 4 was there in the first one, in the second one we have 4 to 1. Let's try to take this one 1425. Now you'll understand. So we have 14 and 25. So now if you see 14, it's this arrangement, but in the second half, how many goals you have done? So C will be C minus A, which is 2 minus 1, which is 1. So C, in the second half, team R have scored 1 goal. Your D will be D minus B, which is 5 minus 4, which is 1. Again, your D, I mean, team K has scored only 1 goals, right? Team K, I mean, in the second half, both the teams have scored 1 goal. So you can make this arrangement. You can say KR or RK. Matlab, K team has scored first and R team has scored second, or K team has scored uh, second time and R team has scored first time. So this is a valid arrangement. And if you see in this arrangement, we don't have 3 consecutive Ks or 3 consecutive Rs. So this is also valid arrangement. In this case, you will have to say yes. So yeah, in third case also we have yes. This is a very trivial case. I mean 0, 100, 0, 100. So yeah, let me deal this also. So what they're saying is, A team has scored 0, B team is too good, and C team has scored 0. I mean, yeah, team R has scored 0 and team K has scored 100, which means we have all Ks 100 times. 100 times means only K team is scoring the goals, which means we are getting 3 consecutive Ks. Greater than that also. So if this is the case, then in that case, obviously this is not a true dream, whatever aqua we have seen. So in this case, we'll have to return invalid. And if you try to see the, like in the first half only, if it is not valid, you don't need to check for the second half, right? so so in this case, our answer is no. Let's try to understand this case 1429. 1429. So yeah, if you try to see what will be its arrangement, so now let me deal with mathematical also. First let me try to visualize, then I'll be dealing with mathematical. So now K is 4 times, you can write, right? Now see, K 4 times you have written, you want to break the chain of 3. Okay, if you think of all K's are there consecutive, so if you want to break chain of 3, you will be inserting at this position, right? If you insert at this position the goal scored by team R, so the chain will break, so you will be putting R at this position, so 3 chain whatever is that will break. So this is valid combination. Now in the second half, your C will be C minus A, as I said, so your C will be 1 and your D will be 9 minus 4, which is 5. So your D is 5, which means in the second half, team R has scored only 1 goal and team K has scored 5 goals. If now see, D is greater than, right? If team K has scored more number of goals, so you take that goals first. So this is a consecutive goals that you are thinking of, but you are saying that we have a consecutive more than 3s. So if you want to break the chain of 3, you will be inserting R at this position, right? So you are basically taking KK R and K K K. So only one R is there, so you have inserted one time R. But still after that you are saying we have 3 consecutive Ks. So which means you can't, this is not a valid combination. In the first half, his dream was true. In the second, it is false. Even if one is false, so in that case your answer will be no only. So I think you guys are getting how to deal with. Basically, whichever has the highest goal, you take that number, right? And mathematically I'll be telling you, you take that number and divide it by 2. Why divide it by 2? Because you want how many 2's are there, how many 2's are there. Basically you want the goal of k, goal of r, goal of k, goal of r. You want to deal in that way. So what we'll be doing is you'll be taking this number 4, whatever score is there, like let's say b in general, you divide it by 2, which means you'll get 2 combinations, 2 pairs. So in this case, if you see, like in the first case, you have b as 4. If you do 4 by 2, you're getting 2, which means 2 combination you have 2 times. That is fine, because 2 combination, that is what we needed. And you divide, since in this case b is greater than a, right? Or let me write this way, a is less than b. If a is less than b, which means b is greater, so for that I want to make 2 combinations. Now a is 1 right now, so you will be checking your a with this thing, right? The difference between a and this b by 2 has to be at max 1, not more than 1, which means if let's say the score was 0 in this case, right? And right, this is a less than b is true. Now when you're doing b by 2, which is 4 by 2, which is 2 you're getting. But if you say you will be making 2 combinations, that is fine, you have made 2 combinations, but r has not scored any goal. So r has not scored any goal, which means 0. So difference between, if you see, 2 minus 0 is 2, which is greater than 1. So difference, as I said, like it shouldn't be more than 1, because if it is more than 1, so if you can clearly see here, you can't insert anything at this position. So in this case your answer is not a valid one, right? Because all are consecutive. Let me try to explain one more time. I'll take one only, but this goal I will take 6 times. So if you take see, a is less than b only, but your b is 6 here, and you have 3 times, which means you have 3 combination of kk. You have 3 combination of kk, but how many combination, how many goals you have of a? You have only 1. So you will be writing r here at one time, but you don't have one more r, right? If you don't have one more r, which means you are lacking with r, right? If you're lacking with r, which means this is the place wherein consecutive cases are happening. So that is the case, I mean we'll have to deal in this case. So uh, like whenever what we are saying is that a minus whatever a and b is there, so if b is greater than a, so in that case you will have to deal with b by 2. If you do, you're getting this many combinations, and one more catch will be there, like let's say 5 is there, 1 comma 5, right? Whenever 1 comma 5 is there, in that case what you're doing, again you'll do b by 2. So 5 by 2 you will be getting only 2, 5 by 2 you will be getting only 2, which means what it is saying, you have only 2 combinations. You have only 2 combinations, but it is not true, right? You have k 2 times, that is true, but one more k you have extra k. So in order to break, one more insertion is needed of other team's goals is needed. So in this case your r is only 1. If you place here, you have 3 consecutive r's, but if you want to place here, you have 4 consecutive r's, which is not a valid one. So we'll have to check one more thing. If b modulo 2 gives you some reminder, so in that case this b by b by 2 will be increased by 1. Basically you can take in any variable. So b by 2 value will be 3 in this case, right? Which means you have 3 sets of this k or r based on a less than b or greater than b. In this case b is greater, so you have a set of k. So it's like you have these sets of k like this, and you want to insert 2 a's at this position, but a, if you see, that is only 1 you have, so only 1 r you can put, you can't put it in this way. So that is the reason I'm telling, like if this set of k, whatever is there, that set, let me call it as count. Let's say if count is 3 in this case, if this count minus a is greater than 1, right? So you can't insert anything, meaning this is 3, 3 minus 1 if you do, that is 2, 2 is greater than 1, so you can't place anything. So basically if a was more, let's say a was 3 only, so 3 minus 3 is 0. So 0 greater than 1 is not true, so which means you can place 3 times r. You can place here, or you can place at these positions, right? So that is the thing. Now if you are dealing with a greater than b, so in that case what you will be doing a by 2, and if a modulo 2 you have, so in that case you will be increasing your count by 1, count plus plus you will be doing, and again same thing you will be doing count minus, now b you will be doing, right? When you do count minus b, and if it is greater than 1, which means it is not a valid. And one more case arises if a equals to b. If a both are equal, right? Let's say they have scored 2 goals. If equal, so you can take 1k 1 hour, 1k 1 hour. In this way you can make. So in this case you will not be getting 3 consecutive k's or hours. So I think you guys got to know how to solve it. Basically depending which team has scored more goals, so that team's goal make it a pair of twos by doing divided by 2. And if their score is in odd numbers, so you will be having one reminder, so at the end one more extra goal will be there. And in order to break the chain of KKs, after 2 2 you will be inserting 1 goal of other team. So if the difference between this how many pairs of team B, team K, uh, count of that minus the count of the score of team A, if it is greater than 1, so you can't be doing it, as I showed on the board. And yeah, let's try to solve them. So this is the first one that I have solved it. Let me try to erase them. So let us see, they have given test cases and A, B, C, D 4 integers. Test case is built here. We have A, B, C, D. Let's take their input C, D. So as I said, like if take one answer boolean answer variable, wherein like first you initialize with true, and now you will have to check if A is greater than B. Or let me deal with the case what I've told you in the board. So if B is greater than A, so you will be taking one, let's say, count variable, and you will be doing B by 2. And if you find that B modulo 2 is having reminder, so you will be doing count plus plus. Now you will have to check if count minus A is greater than 1, which means your answer is not possible. So you will have to display, don't display it here, you can make this answer variable as false, and yeah, just make answer variable false. And if you know that count minus A is lesser than, or even if it is in negative, so in that case our answer is valid, so your answer variable is true, because I have initialized first with true, so that will not affect. Else we'll have to deal with, which means in else condition you take else if A is greater than B, which means if A was greater, right? If A was greater, so in that case, as I said, you will be taking count equals to A by 2. And if A modulo 2 has some value, which means you will be increasing it by 1, because whenever it has A is in odd number, so this will take effect. And again same thing will be comparing if count minus B, because B is lesser, so you will be taking B. If it is greater than 1, so your answer is not valid, as I showed on the board. So once you come out of the loop, you will have to first check here, first half is dealt here, first half of the football. So now you're checking if answer equals to false. It means in this if else condition you have found out that in the first half your answer is not valid. So if it is not valid, what you will be doing, you will be simply displaying no and returning out of this function. So once that is done, I mean, if let's say in this case in the first half our answer is valid, so you will be moving to the second half. So in second half what you will be doing, we have score C and D, and that score is basically the sum of first half score and second half score. So you just subtract first half score. C will be subtracted with A because A is taking care of the score of team R and B is taking care of team K. In the same way, C is taking of R, so R team score is taken care by A and C. So you are making that C minus A. Now you do D minus B. So you have found out C and D, like basically the second half scores. Once you found out the second half score, you just copy paste the same thing, right? If you meaning the same logic I'll be applying to second half. So I've applied the same logic. So even after this, in let's say in second half our answer is valid. In second half if our answer is valid, so it will not go in answer is equal to false, so it will come at this position. Now you'll have to display yes, you have to just display yes, and it will automatically come out of the function. Let's try to run it. Somewhere it is failing. No. Yes, just give me a minute. Yes, 3 times, fourth, fifth, 1 2 3 4 5. This is the case wherein it is failing. Okay, so we have ABCD, that is fine. B is greater, so we are doing B by 2, B modulus, we are increasing count. If count minus A is greater than 1, so the answer will be false. Okay, so here I have got it. See, I have decreased the value of C and D, so which means our second score value, second half score value is in C and D, but I am taking care of A and B variables. So we should initialize back A and C with sorry, A and B with C and D. If you initialize this, now it will be running fine, I think. Yeah, it is running fine. Let's try to submit this code and see if it is running fine. What is the problem name in the dream? Let's try to submit. Let's try to choose one more time. I think it has some bug. So yeah, it says it is accepted. So I think in this way you could have solved the problem. So nothing was, I think on the board everything was clear. Basically whenever one team has scored more goals, so that there is a possibility that that team will be scoring in a consecutive manner. So you just break that consecutive by dividing it by 2, and yeah, when you divide it by 2, it means after their 2 goals the other team will be scoring. So if you happen to find out that even after doing that thing, there is at least one case wherein you have 3 consecutive or 4 or 5 goals of the team which has scored more, so in that case we'll have to return false, or else it is a valid one. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video.